but I actually took it out. I will show you that in a bit. So each set has different colors of paints to go along with the pictures. This one has some cool colors, and you will use different colors for each picture, and sometimes you have to mix some colors together to make a different color. I have extra paints too. I can't remember if any of these were dried out. For the other two kits we got, at least one of these was completely like hard as a rock, so I had to use some different paints to do it. I'm going to go ahead and take these out. Okay, this is the one we did last time, the little green typewriter. It actually turned out kind of cool. Typewriter. And see, these are nice, thick cardstock. And then you have the regular postcard stuff on the back. So, you see it's kind of shiny. That's the part that we painted last time. And this is a little instruction card that shows you before and after. This is what the picture looks like before. You're just going to have the white outline. And you can't really see it, but in here are little tiny fine lines in light blue, and little numbers in light blue. And so it shows you the numbers. And you see, if you look at the paint pots, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And sometimes you will have other colors that will be a combination of these. This instruction card shows you on the back how you make the other colors, 7 and 8. 7 is going to be a lighter gray. So you take 1 and 2 and combine them to make 7. And 8 is kind of a pink. So you're going to take 4, which is red, and 1, which is white, and you combine them. And it's like a 50-50 combination, but get this pink color. And it gives you just some basic instructions on painting your postcard. And while you're doing it, you want to keep this handy so you'll remember how to do these. And here's the other, so you get 2 of each picture. This is what it looked like before. And you can see the faint outlines. And this is what it looked like when we finished. So that's one. We have another postcard that's a picture of an eraser. It's like one of those little pink erasers. And you have 2 of those. You have the scissors that you saw on the front of the instructions. And you have 2 of those. We have a push button desk phone here. So it's just office supplies. And we have a picture with 3 pencils. And then we have a stapler. And this is the one we're going to do today. This is going to be, I believe, a red stapler. I'm pretty sure. No, well, no, hang on. Let's see. Not completely red. I think this part is red. The numbers are very hard to read. They're quite small. So this part is red. This here. So it's going to be mostly red. This part is dark gray. That's black. This is right here. And we're going to have some light gray right here. And pink right there. So we have 2 of these. We're going to hang on to one of them. Okay. I'm going to put these away. And I'm going to go ahead and prepare everything. And then we'll get started on the stapler. Excellent. I have a paper towel here to put my brushes on. And I have another one here to kind of dry them on. I have this little Ziploc bag of assorted brushes. Most of these are Crayola brushes that I bought for my kids years ago. And we have reused these brushes so many times. I think this wooden brush is the one that originally came with this set and lasts actually use this surface. I have plenty of room to do 2 colors on here, no problem. And as always, I have to show you my little cup of water. I have my little cup here with some water in it. I don't want to tip it up too far, but you can see it. This is an old Sesame Street cup that my kids used when they were little. I think there was a plate that went with it, but I don't have it anymore. And I don't want to spill my water, but it says "Yum, that's good" all the way around the cup. And we have Big Bird, Ernie, and Bert, and Cookie Monster on here with their cups. So my kids don't use it anymore, so I use this to rinse my brushes in. I think we're actually going to start with number 7. I was just looking this over to see what numbers we have, and I believe I want to go ahead and start with 7. We're going to go ahead and fill in that part. So we're going to need to mix together 1 and 2 to make that lighter shade of gray. I have paintbrushes sticking in them because I had to mix them up. They've been sitting for a while and they had kind of separated a little bit, so I have my brushes sticking in the little paint pots. This one was really bad. Alright, so I'm going to get out some of that. That is 2. I'll make sure I have enough. That's 2. There. And 1. This one's a bit thicker. Probably need to add some water to it or something. Okay. There we go. I'll just go ahead and use this brush to kind of mix those colors together. I'm just looking for a lighter gray. Okay. I'd say that's a bit lighter. Okay. There. I have a gob of paint on there. Now, let's move this over here. Now, I'm gonna have to really study this thing. Okay, we have some very thin lines in number 7 that come down this way. Here's 1. They are very thin. I wanted it a little thinner than that. 7. That's 8. We have a little bit easily with just water. It's just little, like, finger paint, basically. It's nothing fancy. That's all it is. Okay, so now we can reuse that brush if we want, and this one. Okay. Let's see. We could go ahead and do the trim in pink, which is going to be a combination of 4 and 1. So we can go ahead and mix up number 8. I think I'll go ahead and use the same brushes again. Okay, the consistency of 4 is about the same as 1, so that's good. I'm not going to mix up as much this time. I don't think I'm going to need a lot. So there's 4. Let's stick that brush in the water. And 1. Is that right? 4 and 1. Okay. Get some of this paint. Oh shoot, I got some gray in there. Well, that's fine. Mix them in. It'll make it interesting. It's supposed to be pink. Well, it's not really super duper pink, but it's trying to be. It's lighter than the red, that's for sure. I'm going to grab a little bit more white and put that in there. I have to wash that brush too. A little bit more white. There we go. That's going to lighten it up nicely. Okay. I think I like that other brush a little bit better. Oh, our water. We've added some red to it. It's gonna look kind of purple. Ooh, it's a neat color. It's a weird color. Now this one. I'm going to wipe them on the paper towel. All right. Now for number 8. All right. Number 8, we have a little bit of 8 right up here. So let's get a little bit of that on here. A little bit of this. Very, very fine line right across here. Okay, that's 8. And then we have a little bit of 8 coming up here and then down, all the way down the side here. To there. All of this is 4. Here we have some more of this color. Number 8 comes across again down here. This is 8. sometimes you will be doing these little details and you're looking at it going, this is going to look weird. But when you get it all finished, it's going to look so cool. It will. It'll all come together. And you'll go, oh, I see now. Well, that little bit of detail really makes it look really good. Okay. We have more 8 coming down this way. Right there. That is 8. All of that is 2. That is 2. That is 2. This is 3. Here's some, let's see. This, we have a larger section of 8 right here. I'm concentrating. I'm trying to keep it straight. Is all of that? That's not all 8. This comes across. Here. Needs a little bit of water to thin it, I think. I'm just putting a little bit of water in there to thin it up a little bit. That's better. It was getting a little dry. This is 8. We have another line that comes across right here. And then another line. Let me fill this in a little bit with this thinner paint. Okay. Oh wait, we have another line right here too. Okay. This is 8. Right across here. All right. And this line continues going back this way. All the way back. To here. Okay. That is 8. Right. I'm looking to see if there's any more 8. Or did we get it all? Alright, that's 3. Gonna get my magnifying glass. Wait, I think that's a 2. We have a little section here that has 2 and 3 right up next to that crescent shape with the number 7. I believe that's all. Wait a minute. No, I think this is also 8. It actually doesn't have a number, but I think, oh yes it does. This is 8 as well. The number's down in the corner. I didn't see it. This across here is 8. So yeah, these paint sets are cool. They have different themes for these postcards. And so of course this theme is office space. That's the theme of this one. We've done some that were like mixed drinks. Oh, and there's one that's desserts. I think the desserts set was the one we did first. And you have things like an ice cream cone and a plate of chocolate chip cookies and things like that. That one was fun. Alright. it's so thin, it's not even labeled. Get a little bit more water. This stuff dries out really fast. That's okay. All you have to do is just add the tiniest bit of water and it thins it right back up. Or thins it out. This is 8. Right here. I got it too thick, but I don't think it really matters. Okay. And then just below that, there's a little bit more for 7. This water is just getting redder and redder. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need some water for this gray paint. I only need a little bit though. I don't need much. I need a tiny little bit right there. Okay. I think that's got it for 7 and 8. The brush that comes with this set is great. It's the best detail brush I have. Okay, let's go to 2. We're going to do 2, which is this slightly darker gray, and we have several sections in that color. Okay, so from here on out, we're not going to have to mix any more colors. 2 comes around there. That's 2. All of this is 2. Yeah, it's going to come right up under that. Well, it's supposed to be kind of a pinkish color, but I don't know. I probably should have gotten it a little bit lighter, but that's okay. As my dad says, you can't worry about everything. You would probably feel better if I put something under this, wouldn't you? Okay, I will. Just let me get this section. I'll put something under that for you. One thing I'm really good at is getting in the slow line at the grocery store. I'm also good at not dripping paint, but I'll put something under that. There. Okay. This is 3. Believe that's. Is that 2? This is 2. Over here. This part. This is 2. That's 2. Believe that's 3. This down here, then we have a section down here that's 2. This is 2. supposed to be 8. Let me get that. Sometimes you don't see stuff right away. You see it later. I'm going to try to revive this number 8 one more time. Oh yeah, it's good. Look at that. Pew, 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 pew. That's good. That'll work. I just need it for a tiny line right across. There's Next Door Neighbor. He's funny too. So I will never look at a red stapler without thinking about Milton. I read somewhere that Swingline did not have a red stapler before that movie came out. Or they had it in the past, but they had discontinued it. But because of the popularity of the movie and the red stapler, they brought it back. I don't know if that's true. I think I read that somewhere. But look at our little red stapler. It's coming right along. This brush is great. Yeah, I don't know why I quit using it. It's actually wonderful. Okay. Well, there we have it. I'm going to rinse off this brush and